Today we're going to talk about the vertebral column. The stack of bones that make up your spine are called vertebrae. They work together to protect the spinal cord and allow movement and stability in the body. The spine is divided into regions: cervical, thoracic, lumbar, and the sacrum and coccyx, which are formed from fused bones at the base. Think of these bones like Legos. As the vertebrae stack down your spine, they get larger as they need to support more weight. The spine doesn't just support the spinal cord, it also shields important organs like the lungs and heart. Thanks to intervertebral disc and fossa joints, your spine has flexibility, allowing you to bend, twist, and absorb the forces of daily life. Your fossa joints are like little hinges, letting you twist without snapping in half. And your intervertebral disc are your spine's built-in cushion, keeping everything from grinding together when you move. They also act like little shock absorbers for your spine, cushioning impact, allowing you to bend, twist, and jump without jarring or rattling your spine. At the very bottom of the vertebral column, the sacrum and coccyx provide a strong, stable base for your spine. Let's start at the top with the neck region called the cervical spine. There are 7 vertebrae in the neck, which make up the cervical spine. They are labeled from top to bottom, C1 through C7. The first vertebrae, C1, is called the atlas, and is a ring-like bone that supports the skull, just like Atlas supporting the world in mythology. The next vertebrae, C2, is called the axis, allowing the head to rotate side to side, like when you shake your head no. C3 through C6 don't have a specific name to memorize, but they help guide and limit movement at every vertebrae. Finally, C7, the large bump you can feel at the base of your neck, is easy to locate. The thoracic region. The middle section of your spine is made up of 12 thoracic vertebrae, numbered T1 to T12, which connect the cervical spine above to the lumbar spine below. T1 and T2 support the upper chest, arms, and hands. T3 and T5 help the chest walls, lungs, and diaphragm. This is very important for breathing. T6 through 12 affect the abdominal and back muscles, influencing posture, movements, and actions like coughing. Think of these as your posture police. They keep you upright and help you cough without pain. The thoracic vertebrae's main job is to protect vital organs, including the heart and lungs, along with the rib cage. They're basically your bodyguards. Next is the lower back, known as the lumbar region. The lumbar spine is the lower back located between the ribs and the pelvis, and contain 5 vertebrae, L1 through L5. These vertebrae are the largest and strongest in the spine, as they bear most of the body's weight. They support the upper body, protect the spinal cord and nerves, and enable lower limb movement. Each vertebrae has specific roles. One provides sensation to the groin and genital areas and help with hip movements. L2, L3, and L4 control hip and knee movement and provide sensation to the front of the thigh and inner leg. L5 gives sensation to the outer leg, top of the foot, and the space between the first and second toe. And it controls movement of the hips, knees, feet, and toes. L5 is like the command center for your legs and feet. Ever wonder why kicking is easy? Think L5. The lumbar vertebrae take the brunt of the weight, so don't skip your back stretches. In short, the lumbar vertebrae are more than just lower backbones. They're the powerhouses that let us stand, walk, and move. Next, at the very base of the vertebral column, we have the sacral region. Then, coccygeal region, or the coccyx. The sacrum consists of 5 fused vertebrae located below the lumbar spine. The term sacral refers to any structures connected to the sacrum, such as sacral nerves or sacral region. The sacrum connects with the pelvis, transferring weight from the upper body to the legs, supporting posture and protecting the lower back nerve structures. Just below the sacrum is the coccyx, or tailbone, made up of 3 to 5 fused vertebrae, which provides additional support and balance when sitting. Together, the sacral and coccyx form the very base of the vertebral column. Now, a lot of people think that the tailbone, or your coccyx, is just a leftover tail and that it has no real purpose. But that's not true on either account. The coccyx actually anchors muscles, ligaments, and tendons that support your pelvic floor, which help with balance, posture, and sitting. Even though it's small, it does a surprising amount of work. If you fall on it, it can be extremely painful, and fractures take a long time to heal because of its location and the pressure on it when sitting. Without a tailbone, you lose some stability when sitting, and important pelvic muscles wouldn't have an anchor point, which would affect posture and control over movement. So, tiny as it is, your tailbone is more important than most people realize. Together, these bones make a solid base, your body's version of a foundation. And that, my friend, is your spine, neck to tailbone. Your vertebrae keep you moving, bending, and protecting everything inside, doing way more than you might think. We've only skimmed the surface here. There's way more happening inside than any diagram can show. But for now, this gives you the big picture, from the cervical region all the way down to the sacrum and coccyx. That's all for the vertebrae. Your backbone isn't just a structure, it's a team effort every day.